Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey,
Joe
Mario!
D'Amelio here with another commentated run of one of my Super Mario 64 16-star runs. This time in 17 minutes and 46 seconds, as opposed to my 19-minute 39-second run. Even though I did improve a bunch of PBs since then, but in terms of runs with commentary, it's been since then. There's been a lot of differences. Right away, I'm using the more optimized Japanese version. It's got, faster text boxes, among other things. And right away here too, I started to put lag 2 skip in my runs. This was actually pretty recent as well. Wasn't until I think it was my 1825. Either that or even lower, like when I got 180x. But yeah, pretty recent. The route is still the same. Can't really do any better until I do, LBLJ route. As far as I know, at least. So this run starts out well here, but the next couple of stages are actually quite sloppy. So I'll point out, when things go wrong there. The other weird thing too is getting used to scrolling the Japanese text boxes. There's more time in between each text box as opposed to the American version, which you can go through those really quick. So that's something that's really weird to get used to. Here I'm doing a better movement here. And then jumping to get on that ledge is still a bit difficult for me, so I would just continue runs that do that mistake.
Here we go!
It is an unfortunate, 1.5 second error. But it is what it is. This star I learned how to do with the dive and the jump dive here. I cut this corner way too much, so I messed up the end.
Here we go!
But before that, I would just do, 3 long jumps. Which is a little bit slower. It's just more advanced movement. And it only consistently saves me about half a second. And then here I'm doing these 2 jump dives instead of the 4 long jumps. From what I've tested, it seems about the same time. The 2 strats. But with the 2 jump dives, it's just much easier to control Mario going up that slope. Because with the 4 long jumps, you basically need your angle to be good at the beginning of those long jumps. So you can do all of them in succession. So yeah, this is cool. I just got this down recently too, changing the camera and then long jumping into the star, as opposed to running over and ground pounding under it. Saves 10 to 20 frames for me. Yeah, those text boxes are really rough to optimally scroll through after playing on the American version. Even now. Also, I had to let go of that owl pretty late because I had momentum when I jumped into him. which normally I don't do. But I think that's just a thing that like happens. If you jump on maybe the first frame possible, maybe first 2 frames, something like that. Yeah, the castle movement here wasn't that good. You saw that I did like a tiny dive and didn't even roll out well at all. I just tried diving too early. This is unfortunate here too. All that sloppy movement and then sliding off the edge there. It's really slow. That pretty much never happens either. Also, that star right there is low-key nearly impossible to grab. I like actually had to properly learn how to get it from any angle that I would approach it at. It's kind of funny because before I started playing this version, I thought that star was like so free to grab. But you don't realize until you actually play it that the penguin's hitbox is just right in the way. Yeah, this movement here, the kick and 2 long jumps, that's a good bit faster. It's like another ½ second than what I was doing before. And I actually just learned that, I think, 2 nights ago. I've got a lot better with this stage. First off, I'm better at handling that camera. Even though I can't just leave it alone, it's still too hard for now. But the downside is, like you saw there, usually if I go fast enough, I'm just kind of in the way. So I still have to work on that. The long jump over that narrow bridge is something I figured out recently too. I used to like still do the long jump, but hold it back really far. So yeah, that was really solid. Besides, you know, getting shocked. It was a really solid stage. So right here, like you hold upright, but like the tiniest bit more right from like the upright notch on your control stick, it's really silly. Yeah, just this castle movement is like, it's really low-key difficult to do well. Like even that movement was like, okay. It was good for me, but I think in general it was just okay. Still could have done it a lot faster. Yeah, I almost messed up my camera for that. If I mess up my camera almost anywhere in this run, it's just over. It's really, really hard to recover from messing up your camera. At least for me. And then here, yeah, I'm actually surprised that I backed that up really well. I thought I was gonna have to jump and dive into the star. But I didn't have to. I just like kinda clipped from the side. And then here I'm going around for these reds. This segment was pretty phenomenal. Just this little part here, I stopped. Yeah, just right there. That's like the only mistake that I made in this stage. And this is a tough one. Really tough stage. Especially that star I just got. That's definitely the most difficult one. The star coming up here, the very end of it, the same night that I was mentioning earlier, like 2 nights ago, I learned a faster way of doing it. So right after here, just hold up right, double jump, bam, hold right, and you dive right into the star. You hold right after you wall kick, and just keep it held, dive and then roll out. You'll hit the star. So the movement right here is actually really tricky, at least for me. Got like long jump in a certain spot, and then you have to like move just a little bit right, and then forward, and then dive. But you can't move too much, or else you don't have enough space to land from your rollout. And you hit the door too early. This movement here, I always thought that was impossible until recently. And then I found out it's very easily possible. To grab MIPS there, the first dive that I did has to be really slow. You saw I had like a lot of dust coming out of that dive. That's totally intentional. And then Lunar Jump's method here, lining up Mario's head with the corner of the door, is really godlike. Nobody should be using that shadow anymore. Also, that second clip was really sick as well. I try to use like the middle-ish of Mario's hat to line up with the end of the door there. Yeah, swimming, I would say, is low-key very difficult, but I think everyone actually knows that it is difficult, so I'll just say it's high-key very difficult. The movement there, I could have done one less kick, but I don't even know if that last time. It might not have. Just normally I do too. But the rest of that was really solid. Yeah, I hate that movement. I can't judge it sometimes, and that'll happen. It's only annoying too, because like that should be easy movement, but that'll lose like half a second. But things have been great, besides, the stars around. It's been really great for a while, but unfortunately, as you can see, it's coming to an end. The mistakes at the very start of Fire Sea were fine, because I actually have about 3 seconds of airs to buy and still make the cycle perfectly fine. And all this camera zooming is to reduce as much lag as I can, because if you leave that camera zoomed out, you're getting like 2-3 seconds of lag, which is, yeah, it's ridiculous. I didn't figure that one out totally recently either. Yeah, unfortunately I made too many mistakes in Fire Sea, and I like barely even made the cycle. That throw, that might have been a frustration throw right there. That definitely looked like it to me, and I'm the one that's playing the run, so that was like, there was way too much spin on that throw. I was probably raging. Because, like, Fire Sea should be really easy for what I'm doing. So losing a number of seconds here is Yeah. That can be pretty frustrating. Especially because the end of Fire Sea is really cool, and I wasn't able to show what I do. Which is the triple jump wall kick. But yeah, VLJs here, they were actually pretty good. This first one's really good. But the movement here, I don't know how to control Mario when he's in that state where you can move really fast around the moon. So instead I just lose multiple seconds being an idiot. As you just saw. This BLJ wasn't that great. You can see it's taking a little bit. But then I get it going here. So yeah, just a few seconds there. That didn't even bother me. It was the movement between the BLJs that didn't really settle it for me. So Sky, if you watch my 2 commentator runs back to back, this is way different than what I was doing in my 1939. That first triple jump dive onto the spinning platform is way easier if you do it the way that I do. Here, I love this strat where you just ledge grab it and you do those kicks. It's way easier. Doesn't lose much time, especially at a skill level like mine. That's a pretty good one to do. Solid Sky. I just got stuck on that corner. I think that was the only thing. And then this final Bowser, I've lost multiple good runs here. Which is expected, it's okay, because this is quite a rough way to end a run. No matter what skill level you're at, I feel like. But here, I only lost 2 seconds with that. That's not too bad. But I just go for that throw now. It's been that way for a little bit, but I mean, since I've last talked about my runs, I had a totally different way of doing that last throw, which was like over 10 seconds slower. So being able to put that in the run saved me a whole bunch. Like this segment was a 146, I believe. And I could get like low 1.4x at best, which is really good for me. For all the stuff that I do. And that's my 17-minute, 46-second run of Super Mario 64 16 star. Hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I really enjoyed playing this game / category for the last like 3.5 months. I'm more well known for other games that I've ran in the past, and this is like nothing like the other things that I've ran, but point of that is, in case you're watching this and you haven't seen anything else. You play those games for a long time. You kind of get tired of like the grind. And for me, I took a pretty nice long break because I just didn't have that like grinder's motivation, But this game actually brought it back. So it's been really nice.
Here we go!
And I have been wanting to run this for like the last 6.5 years. Since January of 2013. But I am glad I eventually did get to it, even if it was only 3.5 months ago. I've had a great time playing this. Although I feel like trying to go further and further, that opinion might change in the future. But hey man, you gotta just enjoy things in the present time. Don't look at the future and be like, oh man, this shit's gonna suck later on. Just gotta live in the moment sometimes, you know. Just enjoy things for what they are in that moment. And running this game I really kept that in mind the whole time. Just, you know, enjoy it in the moment. Because that's something that I really wish that I did. Something I really wish I did better with some of my past speedruns. But I definitely fulfilled that with this grind, so... There's not much else to say about this though. I have pretty much concluded that I'm, you know, moving on from this now. Because I do want to go back to my old roots. But I plan to be back. Definitely plan to be back at this. And 70 star. I did learn that not long ago and did a number of runs, but that's pretty much gonna do it though. Not much else to say except thanks to anyone who watches us, anyone who's stuck by the streams, anyone who's watched this grind in particular. Thanks to everyone in the Mario 64 community that's helped me out with things whenever I've had gameplay questions. They've always just figured things out just like that when I send them a clip. It's always been very helpful, so thank you everybody. And that'll do it. Rolling out.
Thank you so much.
VLC cone height. I coned. I cheated. Don't tell anybody.